If your erections have become weak, unpredictable, or have even disappeared altogether, I want you to hear this, and I want it to sink in. It's not your fault, and it's definitely not the end. Because what I'm about to share has already helped thousands of men, over 60, revive their energy, reclaim their confidence, and experience strong, natural erections again without needing pills, pumps, or shame. I'm Dr. Moheit Cara. For over 30 years, I've walked alongside older men from every background: truck drivers, retired servicemen, teachers, grandfathers, men who quietly battled the belief that their best days were already behind them. But here's the truth I've told each one of them. Your body still works. It simply needs the right kind of support. And here's the surprising part. It's not about testosterone. It's not about age. Most of the time, what's holding men back is a single, simple mistake hiding right there in their daily diet. But once we corrected it by adding just 3 powerful vegetables, the change was remarkable. Stronger erections, more energy, a vitality they hadn't felt in years. In this video, I'll walk you through those 3 vegetables, why they work, how to prepare them, and how to feel the difference in just 7 days. But I'll also reveal the most common mistake that keeps men stuck and share a daily rhythm that can bring your body back to life. So stay with me, because your comeback starts now. Before we begin, if this speaks to your heart, if you're ready for real, lasting change, go ahead and subscribe and tap the notification bell. And if you're watching this right now thinking, this might be for me, leave a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0 and tell me what you're facing. I'm listening. Now let's start with the first vegetable. It's simple, it's overlooked, and yet it might just hold the key to restoring circulation, energy, and natural, dependable erections. It's what I call the circulation charger, beets. Now, I'll be honest, when I first recommended beets to my older patients, they'd laugh. Beets, doc? Really? But within a week or 2, they'd return with a quiet smile, a new glow in their face, and something else had returned too. Energy, lower blood pressure, and stronger, more spontaneous erections, all from one humble root vegetable they'd ignored for years. Beets are nature's circulatory powerhouse. Rich in natural nitrates, they help your body produce nitric oxide, the very molecule that widens and relaxes blood vessels. And when blood flows better, it flows everywhere it needs to, including the part of you that helps you feel like a man again. Even with normal testosterone levels, without healthy blood flow, performance struggles, because erections at their root are a blood flow event. One of my patients, Raymond, 68, had almost given up hope. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I think I'm just too old. Nothing works anymore." I looked him in the eye and asked for just 10 days. I didn't give him a prescription. No pills, no devices, no awkward treatments. I simply told him, add half a cup of cooked beets to your lunch every day. That's it. 1 week later, he called my office with a voice full of wonder. "I don't know what kind of magic you're working," he said, "but my wife and I, we're both smiling again." Beets do more than you think. They cleanse the blood vessels, they ease inflammation, they support the heart, and those are all things every man over 60 needs. But here's the real key: consistency. Roast them, steam them, blend them into a smoothie. However you enjoy them, make them part of your rhythm. Not just once, but every day. And the changes? They won't just show up in the bedroom. You'll feel them in your mind, your energy, your confidence, in the way you carry yourself through your day. But here's something even more exciting. When you combine beets with the right partners, their effect multiplies. There's one vegetable in particular that works like a balm for stiff arteries. It improves blood sugar. It relieves tension throughout the body, including where it matters most. Most men have no idea it even helps performance. But once you understand what it does, you'll never walk past it in the store again. Let's explore the second powerhouse vegetable and why it might be the missing piece in your personal breakthrough. 2. Eggplant. The artery softener. Here's a vegetable that's been hiding in plain sight. Eggplant. It's not flashy. It doesn't get the spotlight. Most people think of it as a side dish or something forgettable in pasta. But when I see eggplant, I see one of the most underrated tools for better circulation and restored male strength. One patient, Harold, 72, came to me after a heart scare and years of frustration. "Doc," he said, "I feel like I'm slowing down in every way." His voice wasn't just tired, it was defeated. So we kept it simple. I told him, "Slice some eggplant, bake it with a little olive oil, eat it twice a week with some lean protein." He was skeptical, but he tried. 3 weeks later, Harold came back with a spark in his eye. "I don't know what's in that purple stuff," he told me, "but I feel younger, lighter, alive again." Eggplant is full of healing compounds like nosinin and chlorogenic acid. These antioxidants help repair the delicate lining inside your arteries. They soften the walls, they reduce plaque, they restore flow. It's like unclogging an old pipe. Suddenly, pressure evens out, energy moves freely. And yes, blood flows where it needs to flow. And when blood flows more freely through your heart, your brain, and yes, even through your most vital organ, you feel it. Not just in one place, but in every part of your life. Eggplant doesn't just clear the way, it also helps regulate blood sugar and reduce chronic inflammation, two hidden enemies that silently erode male performance. Most men don't realize it, but when blood sugar creeps up or inflammation lingers in the background, performance begins to fade even when everything else appears normal. But eggplant changes that. Like beets, the secret isn't quantity, it's consistency. Bake it, roast it, grill it, just avoid frying. Add a drizzle of olive oil and you've got a powerful, natural ally in your fight for circulation, strength, and confidence. And here's what excites me most. When you combine the circulation boost from beets with the artery softening effect of eggplant, you've built a strong foundation. But there's still one final pillar, and this one works at a deeper level. It's a leafy green that doesn't just help your blood flow, it whispers directly to your hormones. It's the secret weapon most men overlook. But once you add it to your plate, everything can begin to change. 3. Spinach, the testosterone ally. When men ask me, "Doc, is there anything I can eat to boost testosterone?" they usually expect something intense, steak, supplements, or some pricey superfood. But my answer is usually far more humble and far more effective. Spinach. It's not flashy. It won't win any popularity contests. But this leafy green is one of the most powerful tools a man over 60 can use, especially when it comes to restoring energy, drive, and natural testosterone. Why? Because spinach is rich in magnesium, zinc, folate, and plant-based nitrates, nutrients that help your body activate free testosterone, the kind your body can use immediately to fuel performance, stabilize mood, and support lean muscle. I'm reminded of Walter, a retired Army sergeant, 66 years old, disciplined in every area of his life, but his energy was gone. "Doc, I'm doing everything right," he said, "but I feel flat, like I'm just fading." We looked at his diet, and sure enough, very few greens. So we started small. I told him to toss a handful of spinach into his breakfast smoothie and to saute a cup at dinner with olive oil and garlic. That's all. By the 3rd week, Walter had a different spark in his step. He smiled and said, "My wife wants to know what I'm hiding in that blender." But it wasn't a trick. It wasn't magic. It was real food, working in harmony with his body, awakening something that had been there all along. Spinach also helps calm cortisol, the stress hormone that, when unchecked, can suppress testosterone. And it protects your prostate, something every man over 60 needs to prioritize if he wants to stay strong, active, and vital. The beauty of spinach lies not just in its nutrients, but in its simplicity. You can blend it into a smoothie, saute it in olive oil, toss it into scrambled eggs. It doesn't matter how you enjoy it, as long as you do it regularly. Because when you bring spinach together with the blood-pumping force of beets and the artery-softening strength of eggplant, you're not just addressing performance issues, you're helping your whole system regain its natural balance. And here's what's even more powerful. These 3 vegetables don't just work individually together. They form a synergy that's greater than the sum of their parts. In the next section, I'll explain why combining them could be the missing key most men over 60 never knew they needed. Now, If you've made it this far, and this is resonating with you, just know you're not alone. You're paying attention. You're taking charge. So let's keep going with the next point. 4. Why these 3 vegetables work better together. Over the years, I've discovered something important. Lasting transformation doesn't come from a single fix. It comes from multiple systems working in harmony. That's exactly what I've seen with beets, eggplant, and spinach. Each one supports a different pillar of male vitality. But when combined, something powerful begins to happen. Picture it like building a fire. Beets strike the match. They ignite circulation almost instantly, pushing blood where it needs to go. Eggplant lays the kindling. It softens stiff arteries and clears the path for smoother blood flow. Spinach fuels the flame. It energizes your hormone system, restoring testosterone and stabilizing your energy from within. Individually, they're helpful, but together, they ignite a fire most men haven't felt in years. I think of Alan, one of my longtime patients, 70 years old, and he'd tried everything. Testosterone shots, pills, powders, nothing gave him lasting results. I feel like I'm patching holes in a sinking ship, he said. So we went back to the basics, just 3 vegetables, cooked simply and eaten consistently. Within 3 weeks, his blood pressure dropped. He was sleeping better, and quietly, almost shyly, he said, "My mornings are different." He didn't need to say more. I knew what he meant. This combination works because it nourishes every part of the system: blood vessels, hormone production, energy metabolism. They're all connected. When you nourish one, the others begin to respond. But when you nourish all 3 at once, you create momentum. And when momentum builds, the results come faster than you think, not just in the bedroom, but in how you move, how you breathe, and how alive you feel. But here's where many men get stuck. Even with the right foods on their plate, they make one critical mistake, and it can cancel out all their progress. It's the #1 reason why many older men don't feel the results they were hoping for, even when they're doing everything right. And in the next section, I'll tell you exactly what that mistake is and how to avoid it, starting today. 5. The #1 mistake most men make. If I could shout this from every rooftop, I would, because it's the one mistake I see over and over again. Men finally take the leap. They start eating better. They add beets. They cook eggplant. They toss spinach into their smoothies. But then, nothing happens. Weeks go by. They feel the same, and they start to wonder, is it too late? Maybe food just isn't enough. But here's the truth. It's not the food that's failing, it's how they're using it. The biggest mistake I see men over 60 make is this. They treat food like medicine, not fuel. They expect instant results, one salad, and they want a miracle. When that doesn't happen, they give up. But your body isn't broken. It's just been depleted, running on empty for too long. Healing, especially after 60, demands consistency, patience, and belief. I think of Dennis, 64 years old. He told me, "Doc, I've tried everything. Nothing sticks." So I asked him how long he gave each change. He shrugged. A few days, maybe a week. That's when I shared something I want you to hear too. The male body doesn't respond to intensity, it responds to rhythm. Not bursts of effort, but daily nourishment. Steady, predictable. That's how hormones rebalance. That's how blood vessels heal. That's how real transformation begins. Another silent blocker? Stress. Cortisol, your stress hormone, can undo all the right steps if it's left unchecked. I've seen it steal progress in men who were doing everything else right. That's why I always pair these dietary changes with simple practices: deep breathing, gentle movement, and a patient mindset. When you give your body space to respond, it almost always will. And here's one more thing. Far too many men try to go it alone. They suffer in silence, thinking it's weakness to talk about fatigue, libido, or performance. But let me tell you, real strength is showing up for yourself, even when results take time. Real strength is learning, adapting, believing you still have more to give. That's the kind of man who thrives at 60, 70, even 80. Now that you know what to avoid, it's time to bring all of this together. In the next part, I'll give you a clear and simple 7-day action plan. No fluff, no guessing, just real steps that you can start today and feel the difference within a week. Start your mornings with momentum. Within 30 minutes of waking, begin with a tall glass of water. If possible, step outside for a few minutes of sunlight or take a gentle walk. Just a little movement can signal your body it's time to wake up and heal. Next, fuel your day with a simple smoothie. Half a cooked beet, 1 handful of raw spinach, a few frozen berries, and some water or unsweetened almond milk. This blend helps open up your blood vessels and gives your hormones the gentle push they need to get going. At lunch, focus on lean protein, whether it's grilled chicken, fresh fish, or hearty lentils. Pair it with roasted beets or slices of grilled eggplant. A drizzle of olive oil and some herbs will elevate the flavor, no sacrifice needed. In the evening, close your day with nourishment. Sauté spinach with garlic and olive oil, and if you'd like, add some eggplant again, or opt for something light, like a clear soup. The goal isn't perfection, it's rhythm. What you do consistently each day builds the foundation of your strength far more than occasional big efforts. If you get hungry between meals, go for real foods, boiled eggs, a handful of nuts, or a piece of firm cheese. Just steer clear of processed snacks. And remember, it's not just about your body. Take 5 minutes each day to breathe deeply. Close your eyes, release your tension. Your body responds powerfully when your mind is calm. Stick with this rhythm for just 1 week. Most men report feeling sharper, lighter, more alive by day 3 or 4. Subtle changes start in the morning, and soon they become impossible to ignore. This isn't a harsh diet. It's not a gimmick. It works because it supports the 3 pillars of vitality: circulation, hormones, and healing. And when those 3 align, your performance returns not as a miracle, but as a natural result of care and consistency. If you're still with me, thank you not just for watching, but for choosing to invest in your health, your strength, and your future. That choice alone sets you apart. Too many men surrender to the idea that aging means decline. They quietly accept a slower, dimmer version of life, thinking there's no way back. But you're different. You're here. You're ready to rebuild what time and stress tried to take away. We began with the truth behind fading energy and performance, and we didn't resort to quick fixes. We turned to something real: food that heals. Beets to awaken your blood vessels, eggplant to restore your arteries and improve flow, spinach to revive the testosterone your body still wants to produce. These aren't magic, but they are powerful. And together, they create a shift you can feel. You also learn the #1 mistake that blocks progress and patience. And the solution? Rhythm. A consistent daily rhythm that speaks to your body in a language it understands. This journey isn't about going back, it's about rising forward. And I've seen it happen in the eyes of men who once walked into my office tired, defeated, unsure, and walked out taller, energized, alive again. So here's my final word. You are not broken. You are not too old. You haven't missed your chance. You simply needed the right support. And now you have it. If you walk forward with belief and consistency, you'll be amazed by what your body still has to give. Your next chapter begins now, and I'll be right here cheering you on every step of the way. These 3 vegetables may not be miraculous, but they are incredibly effective. And when used together, they form a powerful synergy that your body can start to feel in just a few days. We've uncovered the most common mistake many men make, expecting instant change and giving up before their body has a chance to respond. But with the 7-day plan, we explored simple, sustainable, and rooted in real-life success. You now have a clear path forward, because true healing doesn't have to be complex. It just needs to be consistent. And as I've walked this journey with countless men, I haven't spoken to you today only as a physician, but as someone who has watched transformation unfold. Again and again, I've seen the light return to a man's eyes, a man who once walked in weary and unsure, but walked out standing taller, steadier, more alive. You've seen marriages rekindled, strength restored, confidence rebuilt, and it always begins the same way, with one small decision, repeated faithfully. So let me leave you with this. You are not broken. You are not too late. You have not missed your moment. You simply hadn't been giving your body the right kind of care until now. If you follow through, if you stay steady, and if you hold even a spark of belief, you will be amazed by the strength still within you. Your next chapter isn't in the past. It begins right now, and I'll be right here cheering you on with every step you take.